Hi everyone. This video is about image analysis with computer vision using the REST API, the Volley library. In this video, we will see in detail about the capabilities supported by the vision and then how to create a vision resource and then how to use the subscription key and endpoint in the application, and finally we will give an input image and extract all the features and generate captions and tagging for that particular image. Now let's get started. First, let us see some of the capabilities supported by the Azure AI Vision or OCR, which is the optical character recognition, which helps to extract text from images, and then generating captions and description for the images, and then object detection, and finally tagging visual features in the image. Now, in one of our previous video, we have seen the complete steps on how to create a resource. I will attach the link for that in the description box. Go to the azureportal.com, sign in with your Microsoft account, and then once it is done, you will see this page. Just click on create a resource. You can create either Azure AI services or a specific resource. So here we are going to use the AI computer vision. Once everything is filled up, just select the checkbox and then click create. Once it is created, you will see the resource created. For that, you will see all the details such as subscription key, endpoint, and everything. Just note down the subscription key and endpoint to be used in the application. Once it is done, now this is the image we are going to use inside the application for getting all the features and then generating the captions. So before getting into the coding part, we need some of the values such as the image URL for which we are going to extract all the details, and then the subscription key and endpoint from the resource which we created. Now let us see some of the steps needed to be followed for the API integration. First, we have to construct a URL for making an API request, and then create a JSON payload using the image URL, create a HTTP post request using the Volley library, set headers for the API request, and finally post the request to execute the API call. So now let us see how we follow all these steps in the coding. So this is the example we are going to see in this video. So once here I have an image, once I click on the generate caption button, we can see the output. It has given all the details about the image, such as it has generated captions, tags, all the coordinates and everything. So now let us get into the coding part. So I have created a simple application in the Android Studio. So it has a single button to upload the image, an image view, and finally a generate caption button. Now inside the main activity, we have to define the subscription key, the endpoint, and the URL of the image. So base URL refers to the endpoint. Done. We have to declare all the UI elements which we have used inside the XML file. Now inside the onCreate method, we have to set the content view to the layout, and then we have to initialize the UI elements and associate it with the corresponding views. Once it is done, we are going to handle the on click events. So here we are just going to concentrate on generating captions. So I am not going to discuss about how to upload an image and bind it to the image view. So inside the generate button on click listener, we have to construct the API URL. For that, along with the endpoint, we have to specify the features to analyze, such as caption and read, and then set the language to English, and then adjust the model version and API version as per requirement. So once it is done, we have to create the JSON payload. So the payload is a JSON object which contains the image URL to be analyzed. So we have to replace the URL with the actual image we want to process. And then we have to create a string request. The string request accepts some four parameters. First one is the method, then URL, then the response listener, and finally the error listener. So here we include all the details. Here the method is post, and then we include the URL which we constructed previously, and then inside the response listener we handle the API response. So here we want to print the JSON output in a proper format so that we can understand better. We are going to use the pretty print format. So for pretty printing format, first we need to create a JSON object, and then we are passing a JSON string into a JSON element. Now converting the JSON element back into a JSON string with a pretty formatting. Now it is assigned to the output text view so that we can display the results. Suppose if we do not get proper response, we have to handle the error inside the error listener. And then we have to set the headers using the subscription key and the content type. GetBody method is used to return the JSON payload. And then we are adding the post request to the Volley request queue to execute the API call. After completing all the steps, just check once whether you have entered the correct subscription key, endpoint, and the image URL. Otherwise, you will not get the desired results. So once everything is done, run and check the output. In the emulator, we can see it has generated the caption as a man standing in front of a blackboard, along with the confidence score, the details of the model version, the metadata, tag results, and so on. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel Programming Info by GS. Thank you.